I'm an artist. It took me years to be able to say that I'm an artist. I used to say I do art. I teach art and I paint and draw all the time, and I really want to glorify God with the gift He gave me. I think that's one of my biggest goals. I have a story to tell. It's a story of redemption and forgiveness, and it's taken a long time to be ready to tell it, but I think I'm ready now. I grew up Catholic outside of Philadelphia, and I never read the Bible. I never even saw a Bible, and I didn't really understand. I mean, I knew Jesus was the Son of God and that He died on the cross, but I had no clue what dying on the cross had to do with me. I went to college and became a teacher and got into a serious relationship in my early 20s, and that was back in the 70s, and I followed the crowd and I became pregnant. I don't think I had real great self-confidence, and I kind of just went along with what everyone else was doing. But I thought deep down inside, well, I'm a good person, and that was what I needed to be. I didn't know the Lord. I didn't know who He was. I didn't know what He wanted me to do in my life. I didn't know what He wanted from us. I didn't know anything about being obedient to Him. So when I told the fella that I was pregnant, he just said, I'm not going to ruin my life and marry you, and you need to get an abortion. It was the last thing I wanted to do, and I was really stunned that I was in this position, and panicked, and I had a good job. My parents didn't know, but I went ahead and did what I was pressured into doing. Right away, felt an emptiness and guilt, lots of guilt. I just kind of stuffed it, and I went on with my life. Ended up getting married and having 4 children. During that time, I started going to another church. For the first time, opened the Bible, and I was 36 years old. My 3rd child had been born, and I was stunned. I had no idea there was a book like this. I just kind of bathed in the Bible for a long time. It just amazed me that everything I needed for life was in that Bible. As I came to know the Lord, as I heard His word, I spoke His word, I read His word all the time, I started realizing what I had done. And even though it was legal then, it wasn't right. And I know I really grieved the Lord. I raised the kids, I worked for my husband, but I had this inside hidden, like my heart was inside a box hidden inside me, and that I couldn't really be who I really was meant to be. I had this deep, dark secret inside, and I didn't realize at the time how much it was eating away at me. But something I think about now, I make pizza on the grill, and I make my own pizza dough, and sometimes I have some left over. So I wrap it up in saran wrap and I put it in the fridge, and the next day, sometimes I take out that ball of dough and it's popped through the saran wrap, and it's kind of oozed into the refrigerator. And it really made me think when I saw that one day about how that's the way this guilt that I was carrying around was oozing into different parts of my life, and I didn't realize it, but it was affecting my marriage, it was affecting my relationships, it was affecting everything I did and what I thought of myself, and how I viewed myself in God's eyes. I had said before, growing up, I just really did not get what Jesus dying on the cross had to do with me. And over these years, I remember laying in bed one night and just going, oh my goodness, that's it. He died for me because he knew that I was capable of doing this, and he loves me anyway. And if it hadn't been for his death, if it hadn't been for him rising from the dead and him having new life, I wouldn't have new life either. And I finally got it after all these years, 40 years it took me, but I get it now. No matter how low we go, we can come to him and ask for forgiveness, and he'll grant it. And not only that, but he'll give us life abundant. This morning when I woke up, it just right into my head, he said, this isn't a story about abortion, it's a story about how much I love you. I am crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who live, but he lives in me. And that's made all the difference in the world. And I'm seeing life, I'm seeing the world through Christ's eyes, I think. And it looks way different than it did before.